Good morning to everyone. My shoulder's feeling better. I'm feeling better. So I thank you for all the prayers. And I'm working sideways at my table, so if it looks weird, that's why I haven't been that much pain. But I'm better, and so that's why we're still where we're at. So thank y'all for your prayers. I had missed y'all, and I missed diamond painting. So I want to just thank y'all for hanging in there with me. So, neighbors needing to go to town today, and so since I'm feeling better, I'm able to take her. So I kind of don't like this setup because it's kind of dark. I think because this is maybe is lighter now. Yeah, say it casted a shadow. Okay. Then it's kind of making it hard for me to find my. But once I get through here, then I can turn. I'm still got a little bit of an ache, but nothing like it was. The inflammatory medicine is working. So I'm thankful for that. But boy, have I missed no time up at me. I sit here and I just look at it, think, well, I'm just going to try it. Oh, I could. I was in so much pain. So I just thought, nope, I got to give it time. So but in being down and sick, I was able to find my rotary cutter and all of that, so I can start working on my quilt I'm wanting to make. So I'm excited for that. So I'm excited to get on it. And this material I bought when the fabric shop locally here went out of business. And I had cuteness at the time. So I had bought the material in the thinking of making her clothes. Well, then when Bella came along, I used some of it to make her clothes. And now she's got so many clothes. Plus the clothes that several of y'all have sent her. I don't see no sense in just making them to be making them. Now, and I do take some of her clothes to the thrift store down here because there's a young girl, but I haven't seen this young girl in a long time. I'd been taking clothes down there for her little dog. But like I said, I haven't, they quit letting her bring her little dog with her. And so I'm thinking maybe that's why she's not down there no more. Because there for a while, she was there all the time. And then all of a sudden I noticed they put a sign on the door saying no dogs allowed. Okay. Okay. I was going to, and so it's like, okay, I've been watching all these YouTube channels on how to make, and they say you can't go wrong. This Jelly Roll quilt, I was sitting there and I snickered and I thought, yeah, if anybody could mess up, it'll be me. But that's okay if I mess up. Because this will be my first one. And if I mess up, I mess up. Now, I've always, I watch this one woman and she ties her quilt off, which is what my grandma did. And that's how I learned to make a quilt, is to tie it off. But this time, I'm actually going to quilt my quilt. Yes, I've watched enough videos and I'm going to give it a shot. Now, I'm not going to do nothing fancy. I'm just going to do a simple line. And they said in the jelly roll, you don't have to do all this math stuff either. Since I'm horrible at math, my quilt would end up totally wrong. And that's... But anyway, anywho, we're going to give it a shot. So I hope you'll stick around for that part. And that just went flying. I put one in and 3 flew out. So I'm excited. Now, if my sewing machine cooperates, but I like my little simple sewing machine because I know it's not the sewing machine, even though I blame it. It's the user's error, which is me. Now, this one girl, she said the only thread she uses in all her quilts is white. She said, I know other people picks colors of thread to match the quilts, but she said she's always just used white thread. And so that's boils down to a person's preference. And I think I like that thinking. And she said, if you're a new person and you're on a budget, go to thrift stores and places like that and pick up sheets, flat sheets. And I thought, I'm way ahead of you there, girl. Because I am on a budget and I can afford a bunch of this material my sister gave to me when she moved to Minnesota. And I saved it back and been saving it for a special project. Well, I'm going to pull it forward because this quilt's going to be it. And since I don't know how to splice and edit, it'll probably be several videos. So I hope you hang in there with me. And we'll see if we can do this together. Because like I said, if my sewing machine hangs in there. Now this elderly woman in England she sews on a sewing machine, but she also sews her binding. She'll sew the front part on the sewing machine, but the back part she sews on her hand. And I think I like her idea better, because then you don't have to try to keep the stitching on top of one another so it don't show that you've so I think I like that one. And she showed how she did it, and you can see none of the stitches. So I'm learning. And that's the fun part about a new craft. You do learn. And of course, if you don't like quilting or nothing like that, it'll be in the title, and that way you know to skip over. You can say, nope, not for me. But I've always said, sewing is my first love. I love to sew, love to create, and you can be so creative in sewing. I want to just jump right into it, but no, you can't rush sewing. Sewing is a process. And if you sew, you know. I'm not telling you nothing you don't know. See, I saw jelly rolls at Walmart, and I thought, I picked them up, and I thought, what's people do with these? You can cut them 2.5 inches to 3.5. So, but since I got all this material, I'm going to cut my own. I don't see no sense in going buying jelly rolls. But that don't mean I can't start, because I've been watching. There's several different quilts you can quilt using jelly rolls. I'm sorry if this is boring, because I know if you don't. So, but I'm excited to finally find my and I'm going to move my sewing machine in here by my diamond painting table. Not this table at the couch, the big table at the kitchen. So, this lady, I can't think of her YouTube channel. She's fun to watch. She's an elderly type lady. But anyway, she was talking about her somebody she knew or somebody in the family sewed all the time, and she'd pin her quilts together with those safety pins that's curved, so that way you can get it in your quilt easier. And her husband, while she was gone, said, oh, her straight pins are all bent. Yes, you know what I'm going to say. He took them out in his workshop and straightened every one of them out straight. She said she didn't say a word to him because she was just so thought it was so sweet of him straightening all those pins. But while he wasn't looking, she went and bought some more. I thought that was sweet. So, So that's what we're going to be getting into. And I hope you stick around. Because you know on this channel, you'll see the mistakes and all. You won't see the final polished and none of the mistakes. But that's how we learn, is by the mistakes. And boy, if you had seen me diamond paint, you know, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to go back and see if I recorded, if I made a video of my very first diamond painting. I don't think I did. Well, we don't want much here, and then we can start back down there. Whoops. I felt that one sticking up. And that'd be easier. And J. Let's do J first. So what are you guys up to? Today? If I remember to take my phone, cause lately I don't take my phone all the time. Because I'm going to pick me up some extra safety pins. I have a few, but I've got a feeling it ain't enough. So, but the Walmart in Columbia, the music is so loud. Sometimes you can't even hear the person you're with talk. Yeah. Does y'all's Walmart play the music out loud? Now, I know the one in Tompkinsville don't. But boy, the one in Columbia does. Okay. Oh, wrong one. I had some doors come off of a cabinet in my bedroom. It was just a pressed paper cabinet. It was supposed to be solid wood. Yeah. So over time, the doors pulled out. There you are. So I knew the trash wouldn't take them, so I broke them up and put them in garbage bags. But I'm still not sure if they'll take them. And it's funny because they've got a dumpster right down the road, so if they don't take them, I'll just, if you take them and put them in the dumpster, then they'll take them. Which is kind of strange. I think because in the dumpster, they don't have to pick them up. But here, they have to pick them up. Which is kind of funny because I picked them up to put them in the trash. My stuff's more skews out. Okay, let's do 7. Yeah, it seems like it's been a month, and I know it hasn't been that long, but to me, that's how it feels. The only thing about using metal, they're wider, and so therefore they spread out when you, it's almost too hard to get them in these little spaces. With the multiplacer. So, do you diamond paint left or right-handed? Because I was watching Mary yesterday, and I just realized she was diamond painting left-handed. And of course, being left-handed, she starts her canvas different. My sister that passed away, she would hold her hammer in her right hand because she did stuff right-handed, but she'd hold it and drive a nail like she was holding it in her left hand. So I don't know if she was supposed to be left-handed, but when she was little, everything was handed to her right. And they Okay. Let me see. Okay. We're going to do now, is that an 8 or a 6? Let me look down through here fast. I don't think I have a 6, so I'm going to say it's an 8. Yeah. I might have to jump off here, get me something to eat, and get me my medicine for my shoulder. IGA has hung a sign up in their store. Shop here. Your budget will go further. I had to leave there and go to the dollar store right across the road in order to get cereal and salsa. The cereal at same size box, same exact cereal at IGA was $6.98. I went over to dollar store and it was $3.98. The salsa I was gonna get was $5.78. I went over to and got it at the dollar store for $3.78. No, I take it back. $3.16. It is terrible at how it. But who you going? You complain. You contact people. And you're told, well, things are high right now. I totally get that. I totally do. But don't lay it on the economy when the store is doing it themselves. Eggs, they just sitting there. A dozen of eggs is $8.98. Dollar store, they're $2.50. There must be a plastic here, because I cannot get that to stick. It was. I thought, why can't I get that to stick? Yeah. So, only shop there because the thing about it here, nothing's close. The IGA is close. Most of the people here walk. Now, like today, when I go with her to Walmart, if I was going to buy my groceries, which I've done bought my groceries, I went to Save-A-Lot in another town in Clinton County. Because when I took her to Save-A-Lot in Clinton County, I bought my groceries. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, shame on these stores that are that are price gouging people in their own town and not caring. They're always writing articles about them in the newspaper. How they're price gouging people. But oh, okay. We're going to do one more. I said one more before, didn't I? Okay, we're going to do one more, and then we'll have to call it quits. This is what happens when you don't get to spend time with somebody. So, but that's enough about that. Does your local stores price gouge where y'all live? They sure do here. And I tried to buy local to support, but when you're on a budget and they're twice as high, then you can't afford it. And I thought, what if other places do that? So, I guess that's the question of the day. Where you live, do they price gouge? Okay. Let me see. Oh my gosh. I'm way over. Sorry about that. So, that was the question of the day. Does your town price gouge? Because it sure does here. But that's okay. We're going to make it, ain't we? You hang in there. I'm so glad to be back and was able to spend this time with y'all. I sure did miss you. So I will see you in the next one. Bye.